Hi, welcome to the weekly news roundup. I'm Vida and these are your headlines. Festival committee anticipate Breakwater Festival turnout. 3 workers killed after elevator mishap in Phnom Penh. Bar Association to set up 8 office in Thailand. Chinese Chamber of Commerce opens in Sihanoukville. Farmers demand help with challenges. Japan grants $3.2 million for school food program. As always, we begin with national. The National Committee for Organizing National and International Festivals earlier this week said festivities in the upcoming Water Festival weekend will be more popular than ever. The National Committee official Bonvisna said his organization is anticipating the attendance of more people this year when compared to the previous year. Mr. Visna said, quote, "We expect more people to attend this year because the number of racing boats has also increased. There will be more visitors. I attended a committee meeting at the Royal Palace on Friday. Around 310 boats have been registered so far, and the number is expected to increase." He noted that last year, only 295 boats competed in the race. As for security, Mr. Visna said more members of the armed forces will be present this year, but he did not elaborate. According to the National Committee, the boats last year were manned by nearly 20,000 rowers and about 4.5 million people visited. The bodies of 3 construction workers were pulled out from the rubble of an elevator shaft in the capital on Monday after they plummeted 16 stories on Saturday. Pan Kung, a construction worker in Don Peng district, said all 3 were his colleagues. They had been working to construct a 21-story apartment building in Srachok commute. Mr. Kung said construction workers opened the door to an elevator shaft Sunday night due to a stench. Upon opening the door, they saw a leg buried beneath rubble. The discovery prompted the workers to call the authorities. On Monday morning, dozens of police were seen around the site. After taking hours to inspect it, they then pulled the bodies of the victims out of the rubble. The 3 victims were identified as 21 years old Sok Sambat, 35 years old Yam Tin, and 31 years old Tim Thirong. They were after returned to their families. The Bar Association of Cambodia will establish a legal aid office in Thailand, allowing them to help migrants. Its president Sun Visa said, quote, "We plan to establish a legal aid office in Thailand to help our laborers who need legal services. Thailand agreed and we are now preparing to draft a memorandum of understanding." Mr. Visal added the legal aid office will have a hotline for migrants if they need advice and services free of charge. The plan was launched by a number of government institutions, including the Labor and Interior Ministries. On to our top business stories. Aiming to boost trade and facilitate investment, a new China Chamber of Commerce opened in Sihanoukville last week. The new Chinese Chamber of Commerce is located inside the Sihanoukville Special Economic Zone and is led by SSEZ President Chen Jiankang, who has been appointed president of the chamber. At Samhain, the Minister of Labor and Vocational Training hailed the move and said the new chamber will strengthen trade ties between the countries and encourage more Chinese investment in the kingdom's coastal areas. Mr. Samhain said, quote, "The Chamber of Commerce will play an important role in improving the business environment and promoting Cambodia to Chinese investors interested in the kingdom." He noted that the establishment of a Chinese Chamber of Commerce in the province points to growing confidence among foreign investors in the kingdom's market. Newly appointed Sihanouk Governor Kuch Chamran said the chamber will become an important factor in the province's development. Cambodia's agriculture cooperatives on Wednesday called on its partner to ensure they have access to resources and the market so that they can boost productivity and competitiveness. Yan Sreyat, president of the Union of Cooperative Agriculture in Battambang, said there are challenges facing farmers that they needed help to overcome. She pointed to limited knowledge in the community of planning income and expenses, as well as banking and microfinance services, which she claimed have excessively high interest rates. She also criticized the government for poorly marketing their products, Petty brokers were also criticized over how prices are set and how supply and quality standards were not always met. There is still poor cooperation between local authorities, she pointed out, adding that because production costs are high, profits are low. Ms. Rayat said, quote, "We are calling on the many stakeholders to address and solve these issues and challenges so that farmers can invest in the local agriculture sector." Japan yesterday signed an MOU to provide $3.2 million through the World Food Program in order to support the government's initiative in providing benefits to hundreds of thousands of children. It was made during a signing ceremony with Ambassador Mikami Masahiro and World Food Program Country Director Francesca Alderman. Education Minister Hong Chunaron witnessed.
គឺថ្មីៗនេះគឺយើងមានរៀបចំជាគេហៅថាការអង្កេតប្រជាជនបាទការអង្កេតប្រជាជនផ្ដល់ព័ត៌មានពីបញ្ហាអាហារូបត្ថម្ភហ្នឹងបើយើងក៏ប្រៀបធៀបជាមួយ10ឆ្នាំមុនដោយសារតែភាពក្រីក្រនឹងខ្ពស់យើងគិតទៅ2005ភាពក្រីក្រវា 50% ឥឡូវមិននៅត្រឹមតែ 9% ទេបាទអញ្ចឹងក្នុងរយៈពេលត្រឹមតែយើងគិតមើលថា15ឆ្នាំ
Mr. Masahiro said World Food Program will use the grant to purchase about 400 metric tons of canned fish to be used in a breakfast project. He said, quote, "Poverty rate in Cambodia has decreased dramatically. However, especially in rural areas, a significant portion of the population still suffer from malnutrition." That will be all for this week. Join us again for another episode of the Big News Roundup. I'm Vida. On behalf of the team, have a good weekend.